So let's do this video. Let's set it before I start. I'm recording this over at my lovely lady's space. This video is about laws of attraction. This video is about praying. This video is about God. Now, if you don't believe in anything of the such, of course, you can flip to something else. But if you're somebody who's out there who's just not living the life they want, who finds that they're constantly unhappy or run into the same problems over and over, these next segments of videos I'm going to make can surely bring you out of that unhappiness, can surely give you a new way of thinking, and can surely make you feel better about your life and your future that's to come. So let's get started. The first way to create a new life is to use your imagination. Our imagination is everything. The way that we perceive life is surely how it will be. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, when you have woken up in the morning, and let's say you stubbed your toe, what's the first thing you say? Oh! And then from there you go in the kitchen and you decide you're gonna have some cereal, and you go to pour the milk into the cereal bowl, and there's no milk. And then you say, oh! And then you get your clothes on and you leave, and then you realize you left your tires, so you gotta get your tire, and you get in traffic, and there's too much traffic, and then what? You're late to work. So when you get to work and somebody goes, how you doing? And then you usually say something that matches those first two things that you said this morning with the token and stuff and there not being enough milk. It's a negative feeling, it's a negative emotion. So let me back it up for those who think I'm going too fast. When you say, oh, or oh, you've almost decided by the time that you were driving in your car, and of course you were running late and you're in traffic, that this day is going to be effed up. When in fact, it doesn't have to be effed up at all. If you say it's going to be effed up, then it will be. For instance, if you can relate to that day that I was just describing, if you've had that day time and time and time again, then you'll know what I'm talking about and what starts that day and what continues it. And what continues it is the agreement that you make with yourself and with everything around you, with the people that talk to you, that the day is in fact effed up. How many people have you saw at 11 o'clock in the morning that was having an effed up day, and they told you, and then you saw them at 3 o'clock and you say, how you doing? And they say, I'm amazing. I've never seen that. Most people have already decided what their day is going to be like, and it's like that for the rest of the day. So we're going to move past that. You could ask me, well, Tony, what do you do to stay so happy? And let me give you a little bit about myself. I'm usually always happy. I came from, in the most recent history, in my last 4 or 5 years history, I came from pretty much nothing. I was in a situation where that situation caused me to have really nothing but the clothes on my back. But I was always a positive person before that, and I'm a positive person after that, and I'm giving these examples to show how positive mind state will attract more positive things. Negative mind state will easily attract more negative things. So for instance, let's get to where we at right now. How do I stay happy in a day? Every time most people see me, they say, hi Tony, how are you? And I'm like, I'm beautiful. Now I'm not gonna use any cuss words, but I do use curse words, but I can use them in an exuberant way and express happiness as well. And they'll be like, wow, why are you so happy? And the thing is, I practice being happy. I practice feeling good. You might say, well, how do you just stay happy if you're in a job that you don't like? If you're in a position that you don't want to hold on to? Or you taking a demotion at work? Or your kids are screaming all the time? And or you're in a love affair that is not working for you? How do you stay happy in those situations? The reality is, if you're in some of those situations, you can just change them. But the reality is, a lot of people can't just change their situation. But you can change how you think about it, how you feel about it, and in fact, it's going to change that situation. One vibration matches another vibration, which attracts another vibration to that same vibration. All of these things will be explained in my later videos, but I have to introduce myself. Again, I'm Tony Persons, that is, for those that don't know me. But this is going to be all about how to feel good. So my number one lesson in how to feel better is this. Think about what you like. I like cars. Specifically, I like my car, which is a '63 Buick Riviera. And anytime that I'm in a mode where I don't feel good, I'm so-called bored, etc., I think about my car. Immediately, my mind is transformed to a place of comfort. I'm then occupying my brain space with something that I like. And guess what? When I'm thinking about something I like, I feel better. The reason I say guess what like that, because as redundant as it may sound, people don't realize if you think about things that you don't like, you're going to feel bad. Most people, when you see them, how you doing? Just another day, you know. They're always grouchy. No offense, but miss me with the grouchy. Because I'm exuberant about everything. And in fact, my life is truly amazing. Let me give you a few more principles on how we bring things that we want into our life. The first thing is talking about it. Anybody that can go back to the schools that I went to, whether it was Levy or Zakat or different, anybody that knew me in my childhood, they would say, TP, they called me TP. They would say, TP always talked a lot. But one thing about it is the things that I said that I would do, the things that I said I was about. For instance, even if I didn't have something yet, I would say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I would do it. It would happen. It would happen over an amount of time that I didn't really expect, or sometimes that I did expect. One time I told my mother, I'm going to be in a Janet Jackson video, and I'm going to be in some other big female stars video as a lead. That's what I told her. This is back in 2001. I told her this, I believe I told her in January, because I just did a music video with B2K, and I was working as a production assistant. And anyway, I drove the guys around, and different things had to do with professionalism, but I had just touched down in Hollywood, had only been in Hollywood for about a month. And needless to say, before that, predating that, I told my friends that I would be in Hollywood, that I would be in movies, that I would be in TV shows. I said all of these things way before they ever happened. So I told my mother those things on the conversation on the phone. And it just like I said it, even down to the months. I was in a Janet Jackson video, and I had a lead role, like I said. And I was in another female music star's video, and I had a lead role, like I said. And that female star was Missy Elliott. And that music video was Work It, and it won music video of the year, music video of the country. Music video of the country, but I believe it was all over the world. I can't remember, don't quote me on that. The point is, I said those things, meant them, and they happened. Now let's back it on up. You want to create something. You want to create a better job. I'm going to show you how to do it. First, you think about it. You want a better job. What is that job? Imagine it. Let's go back to your imagination. Imagine where you will be, what you will wear, how much money you will make, where you will go, who you will talk to. Now, two things are happening here. You're seeing it. It's in your imagination. Another thing happens. With all of that thought, you start to feel things that you didn't feel before. You're going to feel what it feels like to dress different. You're going to feel what it feels like to walk into a parking lot that's covered when you park your car. Because you can feel the shade as you think of it. You're going to feel what it feels like to get out of an elevator that's at the top floor and hear the noise and smell the clean floors. Because your imagination is connected to your thoughts. Your thoughts are connected to your feelings. So I need you to think what it is you want first, which is using your imagination. I need you to feel it as you think of it, as though it's real. Again, using your imagination. Then I need you to talk about it. And we'll go over another principle too, but we're not going to add that one yet, which is writing it down. But I need you to talk about it. I need you to speak affirmingly about whatever subject that is. If you're getting a new job, if you want a new job, I'm not talking about you're getting one and you want to keep it hidden, you don't want people to talk about it. This is not a Facebook meme, okay? This is bringing life to whatever it is your imagination wants. Whatever it is your heart desires. Let me say it differently like that. So I want you to then talk about it. Speak about what you're going to do next. Hey, I'm going to get a job. Where? I'm going to be working over here and I'm going to be tuning with planes and I'm going to do this and do that. Whatever thing that is big in your imagination, even if it has nothing to do with what you're doing now, I want you to talk about it. But while you're talking about it, I want you to believe it, because you're going to believe it because you think about what you've already planned and envisioned, and you can feel it because you think about it over and over. I want you to think about it daily. And if you ever get bored, if you ever get tired, if you ever get fed up, I want you to imagine that place in your brain. What it feels like to walk into that job. What it feels like to smell those clean floors. What it feels like to put on those particular clothes. What it feels like to listen to that proper music as you go to work. Whatever it is that has to do with that new life that you are choosing for yourself, I want you to think about it as often as possible. And I want you to connect your feelings with those thoughts. And as you do that, don't forget to continue to speak about it. And last but not least, and this is how we'll end the video, I want you to walk forward to it. Believe it. Fill out the application, get the proper paperwork, go for the proper training, look for the best deal to get the proper certification, and go do it. I'll see you next time. Peace and love. TP.